Hey YouTube, it's Wes. In today's video, we are going into Pi and we're going to take a look at the Pi Hack-a-thon apps that are being proposed. There's a lot of them, like a whole lot of them. We will not have time to dive into every single one of those, but I'm going to talk about why this is important and what it means for the Pi ecosystem. Along with this, as of today's video, Pi is now at 21 million engaged pioneers. That's a lot. But what does it really mean for the future of Pi? And do we have to get to 100 million before we'll go to mainnet? That's a big question I've heard from a bunch of people. I'm going to give you the answer to that and a whole bunch more coming right up. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me again here on this channel. Wes Spencer here. I cover all things crypto, technology, startups, building your own wealth, all of these things that I love. And hey, while you're here, subscribe, bell icon goes a long way for me. And definitely hit the like button on my video. These things do go a long way for me to reach you guys. Another thing, I have got memberships open. I would love to see you consider joining. Now, no one has to join my membership on YouTube. It is not going to gate you out of content if you don't join, but it's got a lot of awesome new things and perks specifically for you as we roll this channel up. And so I'd love to see you there. Definitely give it a check. You're going to see some great and exciting things coming out inside YouTube memberships, and I can't wait to see what you guys think about that as well. All right, so today's video on Pi. We know that the marketplace is out. We know that the Pi browser's been out for a while, and now we're seeing the hackathon come out. And you may be thinking, what the heck is a hackathon? I saw a few people on Reddit and they're like, so like hackathon, that means like people are going to be like, trying to like pen test the app and attack Pi and see where its weaknesses are. No. When we say hackathon, we just mean let's get a community of people together and let's see what we can build. Let's see what ideas we have. Let's see what kinds of things are out there that could be of interest so we can innovate and think outside the box. And that's great. That's what a hackathon is all about. And one thing that Pi has done a much better job of, and what I mean is the core team, is incorporating people, incorporating pioneers just like you and me that want to get involved. Let's find ways to do that. Now, with 21 million people, you're not going to get everybody's idea in place, right? There's going to be a lot of ideas that a lot of people have, and only a very few small ones will make it to the very top. And that's just part of it. And it doesn't mean that your input is not valuable either. It just means that only a few things are going to bubble to the top that may get the core team's attention on what to build. The other thing I'll say is this: because Pi is built on top of Stellar, or really I should say it's based on Stellar, and because it's got an open API and an SDK, you can really build anything you want. So this is what's exciting. When you think about an ecosystem, like a crypto ecosystem like Pi that currently has 21 million engaged pioneers, if you have an idea, you can go build it yourself. You don't need the core team once we go into mainnet to do anything for you. You can build your own web platform. You can build your own app that uses Pi as an intermediary, which is really, really exciting. So today we're going to dive into some of the hackathon ideas that are out there. I'm going to just walk through a few. There's no way I can get through all of them, would never even try that. But I just want to introduce these to you and show you where to go to find them in case you would like to look at some, vote on some, and even get involved in some. But the one thing I want to say first is congrats to the core team, 21 million engaged pioneers. I remember last week it was at 20. So if we're growing somewhere at a clip of about 1 million a week, which seems a little crazy to me right now, do I think we're going to get to 100 million engaged pioneers by the end of the year? And the answer is no. I don't think we'll hit that number. Now, I hope I'm wrong. It'd be exciting to be wrong, and we'll see if the entire blitz of coverage and the new user exposure that's continuing to happen will just continue to increase. Is it possible that we could hit over 100 million by the end of the year? I guess maybe. But at the current rates, don't think that'll happen. And that's okay. Pi does not need to hit 100 million. I think that's just a goal the core team has. You see it marked out on the front screen of the app. If that doesn't happen, it is not a big deal. You're going to see mainnet come out at a time in which the core team is ready for it to come out. Whether we have 21 million, whether we have 50 million, 100, 150 million engaged pioneers, The number is the number, my friends. It won't really matter. It's much more about the engagement of the technology and its maturity and readiness to go to market, which is really going to be things like the wallet. It's going to be the stability of the backend Pi blockchain itself, and when the core team is truly ready to release Pi to the masses. So hopefully, the more we get, the better, but it won't really truly matter if we have, again, 50 million or 100 million. That is not going to be an issue. My gut feel is we're going to be somewhere between 50 and 65 million active users by the end of the year. We'll see if I'm wrong. That's just my guess. It's just, what I think we're going to be at from the current growth rates. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the Pi app itself. It's a little washed out here. So what I'm going to do is hit the transition here and just bring the app up on screen so you can see what I can see. So I've got the Pi browser open. If you've never opened the browser, you're going to need to go download it from the App Store, the Google Play Store. That's where you find this. This has access to the actual Pi wallet. Keep in mind, we're in testnet. I've covered that in a bunch of my other videos. Pi currently, the test Pi that you have is worth 0. It is just for testing purposes. It will go away and be replaced by your actual Pi that you're reserving every single day when you check in once we go to mainnet. So, but also there's a bunch of other things that exist in here. One of them here is the very top right app, the Brainstorm app. And so we're going to click on that little guy and we're going to bring this up. So once it authenticates in, I'm just going to skip through all of the intro data. I've covered all that in another video. And here we are in the Pi Hack-a-thon. So few things here. One, it lacks the ability to sort, which really stinks, right? I would love to be able to sort based on top votes, newest, maybe categories, search by users. There's a lot of things I would love to be able to search for in here. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that capability, and that really does take away from the ability to really investigate and either find diamonds in the rough or find the ones that are truly taking off and have a ton of interest. But you can just scroll as much as you want to scroll. And I guess we're going to have to go old school on that because there's so many hours in the day for the core team to put in polish onto things like that for sorting capability. So here we go. There's a bunch on here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the very first one just to show you. In my screen, yours will be different based on how yours loads and whatever comes up first. But this one is a Pi app growing to become an active finance. Now, keep in mind, English may not be everyone's first language when you see these things show up. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at some of these and trying to interpret what might be saying. So this one, project summary, we can hit read more right here. And then we can see what this one is all about. We can see what their vision is, what they're trying to build. You can see their starting value here. I'm not going to cover all this. It's not the point today, but just to show you how each of these work. So you can take a peek at them. You can also hit the back button. At the very top, we can see who the admins are, who's developing it, all of that. And I can click on a user and it shows, a little bit more information about the app itself and those that are involved. I can also join the team if I want to, which I think is neat. And this just gives the ability for the entire community to just get involved and to see what others are wanting to build and what they're planning on making. And so one thing I do know is there's a lot of technical people that are involved in Pi. And I think that's awesome. That gives us the capability for a lot of people to build a lot of things. Now, keep in mind, if Pi releases into mainnet, and let's say there's 30, 40, 50 different apps that are already out there that are built upon Pi, or Pi is the undergirding blockchain technology that drives it, many of them may not be successful. But the key at this point in time, hear me out, my friends, is not to be successful. It's not. The key is to innovate and to try things so we can find what works and then we can make it better, or we can find what doesn't work and understand why so that we can innovate from there. It's much more about iteration and trying things and seeing what sticks in the community. So I think it's a good thing that we have so many apps that are out here, right? So I'm going to scroll through a bunch of these and you'll notice a few of these. If I can get to one, it's just literally going to be a guess here that some of these have a high number of votes. Here's one with 1,248 votes. So we're going to click on this. It's called Around Pi, database of entrepreneurs in the back end and a location, a related implementation in the Pi browser like Around Me to see where to pay in Pi. Okay, so it looks like some kind of, payment marketplace. A lot of things, I think a lot of people are really honing in on where Pi is most useful. and I covered this in one of my other videos, is Pi, because it's based on Stellar, is really a high-speed payment mechanism. And when Pi is used in a method like that, I think there's a lot of potential for it. So that seems to be what you have here, what this is all about. They even have a Discord group, so I think that's pretty cool, so people can jump into this and really have the ability and ways and means to communicate as well. So there you have it. I'm gonna hit back again, and here we go. So you can see once again, all of my apps have been rearranged. So there are many that are on here. I've seen some that are all about like an NFT space that allows people, just like a lot of the other NFT marketplaces, to use Pi for that. I saw one that I thought was kind of interesting, is sort of this idea of an Airbnb, where those that may want to host, maybe I've got an extra room in the house and I want to be able to host, or those that are traveling and looking for places to stay, could use Pi as the basis, the ecosystem, to be able to buy and sell, or really I should say rent and offer up property spaces for those that are traveling, just like an Airbnb. Pi is very perfectly situated and positioned for that. So here you are. These are all the apps that are here. I would encourage you to go look through some. There's the NFT one. There's actually several of them that are out there that have been proposed, but there's one right there. So why I think this is important is simply this. I think the more Pi apps that we have coming out, as I said, gives the opportunity for us to explore and see what's possible. It also gets people interested. It gives people opportunity to create something innovative and brand new in a space that's exciting and blowing up. I think that's a really good thing. So I'd love to know from you guys, have you found any apps in the hackathon that you're really interested in? Any that you think the Pi core team really needs to pay attention to? If you're not aware, one of the previous videos where I shared more about the hackathon, the core team is doing some interesting things. When they find some projects that they like, they're going to lend their resources to them. They'll even potentially host them in their own cloud services, which gives you the capability of serving up and hosting a Pi app at massive scale. So I think we're going to see right out of the gate at mainnet quite a few apps, call it 10, maybe 15, that right out of the gate are going to be released with Pi. And if I'm a core team founder, I think that's really important. We don't want to see Pi just released with nothing but a wallet. People are going to want to just mass sell off whatever they've collected over that period of time. If we see some apps out there and some robust capabilities that come out at the same time as the release of Pi mainnet, it gives utility. It gives the ability for people to be able to use Pi in an exciting way, not just an incentive to just sell everything off, right? So I think that's exciting. And I think these are good signs for Pi and good reasons for us to continue to see there's some potential in this whole thing, and we'll see where the whole thing goes. Now, I hope this has been helpful for you guys. I hope this has given you some ideas in the future and the capabilities of Pi. I'd love to know what you think. Give me some thoughts, share with me some feedback on where you think Pi is going, and specifically if there's any hackathon apps that have been proposed that you're involved in or you think are really innovative. All you gotta do is leave me a comment down below while you're hitting the like button and the subscribe button from this video, my friends. I can't wait to see what you guys think. All right, guys, thank you so much.